Hey everyone, Lauren here, and let's get our mixed media messy madness on. So I've got this beautiful little wood grain, like wood piece of pattern paper that's got that blue and white distressed paint look onto it, and I did stamp out some flowers that you can see on the left after I'd done some little playing with the art crayons, and then I've got the white, just stamped black on white paper butterflies that I've got resting on the top. And I'm going to use a few of those things, but first I'm going to add some mixed media to the background. So I've just used the gel crayons to just draw on the plastic, and I add a little bit of water, just using my finger to blend it all in, only because the plastic is those plastic bags that the kits come in, not the more hard kind of similar to acetate plastic that we use. And when that's the case, you have a bit of strength to it that you're able to squish it together rather than use your finger to blend in the colour. Anyway, I'm just adding a bit more on there this time, not as much water, which means the colour becomes a little bit stronger, and I'm just literally using the packing technique to add colour in that little vertical area on the right of the pattern paper. I give it a quick dry with the heat gun. I am cleaning my little plastic. I don't know why, because at the moment I was thinking to, I was finished and I was going to throw the plastic out, but luckily I did clean it because I do come back in with another layer. So it's sometimes fun, not sometimes, it's always fun really, to add layers with the mixed media. So in this case it was good to give it a dry off and then add some more with the packaging technique. So this time again making the pigment strong by adding a fair bit of colour, but also not too much water. And I'm just going to put it over top, but a little bit different areas, but some are overlapping, which makes it stick out more. And because every time you put the colour and water onto the packaging, it is a different tone usually, because you can't get it exactly the same in terms of the amount that you're using to colour and the amount of water. So I'm happy with how it's going. I've dried it out, and I'm now going to colour this doily with the gel crayons. So just straight on my mat so that the plastic doesn't move around too much, and I'm just mixing that water again and straight onto the doily. I do need to move it around to get it on the lacy edge parts, but that's okay. But be very careful if you're going to do this, because it becomes very wet. Of course, the doily paper is very thin, so with some water in it makes it very, very, very thin. So again, with the layering of the gel medium, making it pop in different areas. It's sort of like doing the bleaching technique, but like the opposite, in the fact that you're adding different layers of colour on top of each other, whereas the bleaching sort of takes away the colour so that you've got that pop of interest to look at. Okay, it's all dried. We're coming in with a photo. This one is of all the rides that were at the school fete this year, which kind of reminded me of Sideshow Alley at the Ekka, because I grew up in Brisbane, or the Canberra show is what we're more used to lately, except for this year when it didn't even happen. Bloody COVID. Anyway, so I've got this photo I'm just going to add, but I'm going through the pattern paper to decide on how to back it. I did have those packaging backgrounds from the Vicky Buden stencils, but they were too much different colours to work for this layout. So instead, I'm going to pull out these pinky kind of tones. I'm going to not roughly, but I'm going to cut these ones and then rip the bottom. So that one is a matte on all four sides. Just seeing how that goes with the doily and the mixed media. I don't want to add too much that it covers way too much, but I don't want to add nothing that nothing pops. So this one I'm going to add onto the three sides. You can see on the right there that I haven't put any of the pattern paper, and that just makes a pop of interest when we're looking at the photo in more detail. And then this little ledger paper I decided to keep the numbers, I think it goes 1 to 10 or 11 on in terms of the thickness, but I do not mat the right side again, so it's only the 3 sides, and then I do rip it because it was overhanging so much with the numbers, and so I rip it, which means I do lose some of the numbers, which is not a problem, but you do need to use your imagination that they were there. So you can see just some simple layering, just seeing if this ripped edge would look good over there, but that is not the case. And I am loving the layers. So just having to think about what else could be added, and I've got these little neutral kind of tones with the blue, and that's just going to fill in that right side. And straight on to the doily, and then straight on to the layout. That way I'm committed, but also means that I can start putting a title and some embellishments on it to finish it off. So on we go with the butterflies, because I knew that was going to be something I wanted, and then I'm going to pull out my thickers and spell out school fate and zoom the camera in, because we're using the gel crayons in a different way, because these thickers are kind of like raw chipboard. Well, they might even be, but I've used them in different ways. I've used them just as they are on a layout, and then I've done this one, and there's a few other different things that can be done. So literally I haven't gessoed it or anything, I'm just scribbling some of the gel medium on, the pink and the blue, and then I'm holding them down because they were annoying and moving, and I'm just smudging them a little, blending in the colour and making it look like they were brought that way. And then I do go back in with a bit of extra pink, because it blended in enough that the pink was fading more than I had preferred, because the blue was quite a strong pigment. But that's okay, never fear, a bit of extra colour and we are hunky-dory. So did need to wipe my finger with a baby wipe, because obviously smudging them all made my colour lovely bluey purpley colour. So I'm just going to move them down, and then I'm going to get working on gluing them to my layout. Again, I don't make you watch me gluing it all down, but I do need to glue down the cluster, because I forgot that it's mixed media and it wasn't sticking very well. Plus I didn't really put that much glue on the doily because I was using the roller glue. So on goes the butterflies, just a bit of glue down the middle of them so that I can uphold the wings and make them look like they're flying off the page. So power of editing, we've come back and school fate is spelt on the layout and looking really good. And then I do have these stamped images of these flowers, and we got that stamp set in the kit this month. I did make a background and I didn't like how the layout was going, so I changed tactus, and but I kept the flowers and the stamped images and decided to use a few here, especially the ones that are mostly pink. And then I will cut that blue flower and put it in 2 little spots to balance out that little cluster that's happening. So on we go, tuck them in there and you won't even know that they're not full flowers. Easy. There we go, and that just makes the cluster pretty robust. Now I'm just going to have a look at my little bowl of die cuts. I pull out this little photo corner. They are very fun. I love photo corners. I don't want them on everything, but Heidi Swap makes them work so well in her embellishment kits that every time I use her collections or get the goodies in the kit, I always gravitate towards those photo corners and make them happen. So there's this big giant die cut piece, which is a flower, and it nestles in so well there. On we go. I really didn't have plans on making one large cluster around the photo, but it worked out so well that I am glad that that's the direction it went in. So I'm going to add this phrase here above the title, and then just having a look what else I could add. Pull out those little ticket ephemera. They are 2 stuck together, but you could always use them like that, but I do cut them in half so that I can use them as 2 separate tickets. One I'm going to pop up on some fun foam, and the other one's going to nestle in underneath. And they say tickets, which goes very well with the theme of rides at the Fete. So there we go. Oh, get it on there. Sometimes I laugh at myself when I'm editing, because I'm just like, why did it take you so long? Why are you so clumsy? Why, oh why, oh why. Anyway, here we are. It needed 2 things in that little cluster to pop out rather than just the 1 ticket, so I am adding that second one underneath there. And I am getting set to write some journaling under the words school fete, but I decided against it. I thought it was going to elongate the cluster that was happening. So instead I pull out the sticker sheet to see if there was something else I could use. I try as I might to get this rainbow on the layout, but that's not going to be the case. It doesn't fit, it doesn't work, so back he goes. And then I'm going to work on grabbing a label so that I can add some journaling, and instead I'm going to add it up here rather than under the title, which is often my go-to in this kind of situation, so it was nice to change it up a little. So a quick little bit of journaling, and then I'm going to finish it off with some enamel dots. And these enamel dots that we got in the kit are great sizes. There's none that are huge, and there's lots of the little ones, and those kind of, I guess they're just more the medium size of the normal packs. So well done. They are the perfect enamel dot. Now just to make them in every single colour and make them endless, so that you just buy one of each packet and then all of a sudden they just replenish and life is happy. So just adding the enamel dots in clusters of 3 because they are cute like that. And this is the layout. So hopefully you've enjoyed creating today. I did pick up the gel crayon because I was wondering if I wanted to add some more blue, but instead I am loving how it turned out. So hopefully you're inspired and have the mojo to create today. Have a great day, guys.